What is good, boxing fans, critics, and analysts? What is good, community? Hope you guys are doing great, man. I hope you can hear me well. I want to make just a couple announcements, all right? Just driving, you know what I mean? And I thought, you know what, I want to go live real quick, talk a little boxing, and give you a couple announcements, man. So I need you to stay tuned. If you're going to listen, if you're tuning in right now, thank you so much, man. I probably won't make it too much to the comments. I probably will, because like I said, this is my first time, well, my second time going live while driving. So, just bear with me, man. I'm just trying to, and I don't know, from what I know, I did a little mic check real quick before I went live, and I'm using the built-in microphone in my car. So I'm using the built-in microphone in my car. So, it should sound all right. I hope it does. So, let's get to it. Like I said, I just want to, talk a little boxing, and then at the end, give you a couple announcements, man, and some good stuff. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. Keep that virtual door open. Keep that virtual door open. Yeah. Let me get this. Let me fix this cameraman angle. I need to get one of those things where I can adjust the phone right there on the windshield or dashboard. So check it out, man. You guys have seen what's going on. I don't know what you guys think about it as far as, Gary Russell and Terrence Bud Crawford. That's the first thing I want to talk about. They're just going back and forth. People coming out, witnesses, are coming out, on YouTube, certain channel, that Terrence Bud Crawford and Gary Russell, right? They had some kind of beef in sparring camp, in the Olympics back in, many years ago, and that, it's been reported and things like that nature that Bud Crawford, Gary Russell clocked Bud Crawford on the chin, supposedly broke it. Then Bud Crawford is coming back and saying, no, you know what, I'm going to break your neck and this and that. Gary Russell pumps out another video talking about, he wants to fight him. Let's do the fight. Brusco, salute, brother. Salute, brother. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. And, and then Gary Russell saying, let's make it happen. Let's make the fight happen. So, interesting stuff, man. Hopefully they fight. But the thing here is, we got to contemplate this. First, I respect, man. I got to say this. I respect fighters who move up to fight. You know what I mean? Like Mikey Garcia, even though I've said it, I've explained it thoroughly, that, Mikey Garcia, in my opinion, he's a B-level welterweight, man. Excuse me. Can you hear me good, Bruce Goes? I did a little mic check, man. Like I said, when this live started, that I'm using the built-in microphone in my car. I got my phone connected to Bluetooth, just driving, and checking it out, so I think I sound all right. Yeah, let them fight, bro. Exactly. I mean, like I'm saying, like the thing here is that, I respect fighters who move up, but Gary Russell, he's going to move up like a couple divisions if they fight, man. I mean, that's a big step up right there, especially fighting Terrence Crawford. It's like Mikey Garcia moving up to welterweight, to fight Errol Spence. And you all know what happened. But I respect it, you know what I mean? Even though, like I said, I repeat, Mikey Garcia, in my humble opinion, he's a B-level welterweight, in my opinion. But hey, he's stepping up. Unfortunately, he didn't clean out the division, man. He multi-divisional champion and stuff like that. But he had, in 140 or what have you, and the other divisions he came from, he had a pending competition, so, and didn't fight them. You guys already know the name. But what I'm trying to say is, I I can't knock someone because they're fighters. You know what I mean? I acknowledge that. You know, I acknowledge the fact that, like in this case, Gary Russell wants to move up and fight Bud Crawford, and he said it, man, just recently in a video, in a clip. You know, they're going back and forth, man. And then one of the hosts, Gary Russell, said, "Let's make it happen. Make the fight happen." That would be cool. I'd like to see it. But you know, and the thing here is that, you know, Gary Russell was saying that in the amateurs he was top. You know what I mean? He was top. I don't know much about Gary Russell's amateur career, but hold on a minute, you guys. Something happened here with this. So wait, hold on, guys. This windshield wiper, man. That's a trip. All right. So, what was I saying, man? Yeah, Gary Russell, he said that in the amateurs that he was top. That he was number one in the amateurs in his weight division, you know, and they were sparring, preparing for some, you know, Olympics, something of that nature. I'm sure you guys saw it. And so Gary Russell's saying, let's make the fight happen, you know. And I mean, I gotta respect it, you know. But the thing here, it's difficult to. I mean, most people, I'm assuming, think that Bud Crawford would smash Gary Russell. And it kind of takes me back to, like I'm saying, Mikey Garcia versus Spence, Rigondeaux versus Lomachenko. You know, I was actually going for Rigondeaux because I like Rigondeaux, man. I really like Guillermo Rigondeaux. Last fight, he's been quite patient in the ring. You know what I mean? Very patient. You know, I wish he were a little bit more active with, you know, combos and things of that nature, but he's very patient. His last fight, I don't even remember who he fought, but he was very patient, man. Just you know, using a lot of footwork in the ring. That was awesome, amazing. You know, Rigondeaux is awesome, you know, and he's a great fighter. He's a really, y'all know the story. So if he fought, you know, I'm sorry, he moved up and fought Lomachenko. You know, and y'all know what happened. You know, Lomachenko took him out. So if Rigondeaux, I don't even think this fight's gonna happen, man. That's why I kind of want to talk about this. I want to just, you know, give my input on it. I don't even think it's gonna happen. Let me check your Gil Coles. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Thank you so much. Salute, family. Thank you so much for tuning in, fam. Can you guys hear me all right, man? Because like I said, I'm using the built-in mic in my car and Bluetooth. So we have Gary says he weighs 147. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't know if that's another thing I wanted to talk about. That, you know, as far as Gary Russell's walk-around weight, you know, but the thing is the fighting weight. You know what I'm saying? Who knows if he can fight as good as he does at his original weight? You know, so I mean, it's a lot to contemplate right there, you know. And the thing is that Gary Russell isn't really active. I don't know why, and that's another controversial issue right there. You know what I mean? Gary Russell, he deserves more fights. I even heard along the lines that, and who knows if it's true, right? I mean, I even heard along the lines that years ago he said something to Al Heyman. He disrespected him in some kind of fashion, which may be the reason to why he doesn't really get fights, man. I mean, Gary Russell has to be a lot more active. I mean, you know, he called out Leo. Leo didn't fight him. You know, he did that whole thing with his dad, you know, and I don't know. Now he's doing this with, you know, Bud Crawford, going back and forth. You know, my thing is this, like, if they're going to be calling each other out, but we got to understand this. We're in a social media era. That's another thing I want to talk about, that, you know, this era that we're living in, social media, just everything goes out and everybody talks about it. That's the thing. Back in the day, you know, I'm talking about like the 80s, 90s, early 90s, you know, barely when internet was birthed, we didn't talk too much, you know. I mean, obviously maybe with our neighbors and our friends or what have you about the sport. it was out there, you know what I mean? But like social media, it's more convenient, it's faster. That's what I'm trying to get at here. I mean, everybody did talk about it and things of that nature, but now when you hear something, it just spreads. Boom. You know, everybody starts talking about it. And it's just, you know, and that's what it is right now. Every little thing, that's what I want to emphasize here, that every little thing that a boxer says or does, I mean, it's going to be spreading and everybody's going to be talking about it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. So you know, it's an advantage and disadvantage, you know what I mean? Because the cool thing about, you know, the internet and this digital era is that we can talk about a lot of things and, you know, because we get info so fast. You know, you can hear from your favorite fighter or you can hear from boxers like that. Just from a microphone, boom, it's all over the world. And we can start talking about it. Back then, you know, it took longer to, you know, there were less media sources and things of that nature, you know what I mean? Because the media sources were the, you know, the big network companies or what have you, ESPN, you know, Fox, things of that nature, you know? And there wasn't social media back in the day. You know, you had HBO and things of that, you know, Showtime and all that. And information came from them. That's what I'm saying. You know, the sources came from them and the reporters. Now we hear it directly from the fighters, you know, in social media, and then we just start talking about it and analyzing and stuff, and that's cool. But at the same time, you know, it feels like, you know, is it going to happen or not? If it's not, we're just, you know, and that's what I want. I want to see these guys fight. You know what I'm saying? I want to see these guys fight. And like I said, sorry, I'm not right now in the chat too much because I'm driving. So, yeah, man, we got to see these guys fight. So, you know, Gary Russell seems about it. You know what I mean? He said in a different, you know, and the multitude of these videos, they're going back and forth. You know, Terrence Crawford said, I'm going to break your neck. And then Gary Russell saying, you know, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. And that's what I want to see. You know what I mean? Even though, you know, Gary Russell's a good fighter, though. He's a great fighter, man. I mean, he can fight, man. He can fight. He's fast. But the thing is, will that speed translate into 147? I think that Bud should move down to 140, then they meet at 140. You know what I mean? Bud, be fair. If you really want to fight him, then go down a little bit, man. Because I think that would be the most interesting fight so far. You know, in the couple of years that Bud has been fighting, or however long he's been fighting in the welterweight division, a lot of people aren't satisfied. Go fight Gary, man. He's talking. You guys are going back and forth. Go fight him then. You know what I mean? But then again, it's probably not going to happen. You know, that's another thing I want to talk about here. I don't think it's going to happen because, you know, same thing happened with, you know, Bud and Tank. Bud and Tank were going back and forth in Twitter for a bit. Nothing happened. I mean, so, you know, they're going to talk. They're fighters. You know what I mean? They're aggressive. They're competitive. I mean, you know, so, I mean, who knows? Do you guys think the fight's going to happen? I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't see it, you know, materializing at all. They're just going back and forth. Maybe it's something that Gary wants to do to, you know, get attention to himself and, you know, build his name up a little bit more, you know, get a little bit known out there. Unfortunately, you know, I mean, I think he deserves more, you know, that's what I'm saying. I think he deserves more fights, being more active, fighting them names out there, you know what I mean? But, you know, I don't know. He's just not too active at all, man. So that's the thing. So I don't think this is going to happen, to conclude, you know what I mean? Just to conclude that point. I don't think it's going to happen, man. So unfortunately, they're just going back and forth and, you know, it's probably not going to happen, man. But if it does, that would be awesome. But I just don't see it happening. You know, what's going on with, what's up with this, man, that's another thing I want to talk about real quick. Teofimo Lopez, he wants more money, you know, to fight Lomachenko. We all thought it was going to happen. We all thought it was set in stone. Everyone's excited. Everyone's talking about it, making, you know, shows about it. What's going on, man? Now he wants more money. You know, that's cool, though. I mean, I respect that. You know, you got to get your money and all that, but this is an opportunity of a lifetime for Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? This is an opportunity of a lifetime to fight. You know, you're finally got to the top, bro. You're finally going to compete with Lomachenko and take them belts from him. You know, I think Teofimo can take Lomachenko out. I really, really do, man. But it's not going to be easy. But you go back to the last performances that Lomachenko has had. You know, go to the past performances that Lomachenko has had with with his opponents, his last couple fights. I mean, he didn't look 100% as far as, he got touched. I mean, but a lot of fighters are going to get touched. Everyone gets touched, you know what I'm saying? But he went down. I mean, so you can tell he can get affected by a punch, But then again, I mean, Lomachenko, I'm not taking anything away from him. He's a great fighter, man. So who knows, But now it's like we don't know if it's going to really happen, So it kind of reminds me of a Ryan Garcia, but Loma ain't no Ryan. He fights, and he has been fighting, good competition. So, so I mean, I can't knock anything about that. You know what I'm saying? But what makes me kind of like, a little bit disappointed is like, oh man, now this is, we're not sure if it's going to happen now because now he wants more money. I don't really get into the money game and stuff like that when it comes to talking about fighters, but I mean, it is what it is. We can't ignore it, So we don't know if that's going to happen. Ryan Garcia and, Campbell, it's not even set in stone either. Even though, if I'm not mistaken, WBC posted something along the nature of, a promotion where it had Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell right there, standing next to each other. And what's going on? And now recently, Oscar De La Hoya said that it's not done in social media. What's going on, man? It's like that's another thing I want to talk. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like what I said earlier, in this digital era, every little thing is thrown out there, even though it's not official. Announcements are made of fights that are official, and promotion doing the runaround behind the scenes, playing with fans. So it's kind of disappointing. You know what I mean? It's kind of disappointing. So I don't know what the heck is going to happen, but I hope, man. We all hope that Teofimo Lopez fights Lomachenko, man. I hope that happens. Let me get to the comments from back. I parked, so it's all good. I parked right here. So we got hey, Chen Smoke. What's up, brother? Thank you so much for coming in, man. Thank you. Thank you, Gil. Perfect, man. Loud and clear. Awesome. So Gil Cole said, I respect the trash talk, but Gary gonna get mopped by one by Bud. Gary says, this is what I want to read too. So let me get this right here. Gary says, get that there. So Gary says he weighs 147. He wants it bad. Man, I hope it happens, because I want to say something real fast too about this. That Gary Russell looks like he's talking the truth, man. I think he's, you know what I'm saying? Because he said that Bud ain't saying the whole truth. You know what I mean? He said he's not saying the whole truth. And I think Gary's real. You know what I mean? He knows he's speaking the truth, I think. So whatever happened, and he wants to fight. But I'm not saying he don't speak, he speaks what he means too. But, about this whole issue, what happened, man, I think Gary, he's saying the truth, man. And he's like, all right, then let's fight. Yeah. Bud wants, he wants to kick his behind, man. Only one way to, exactly, man. They got to get it. They got to get it on. They talk it. Okay, it's time to walk it, man. Especially Bud. And look, we're talking about Bud and Gary. These guys, they're not social media clowns or nothing like that, man. I'm not saying that people who are all about it in social media are clowns now, but these guys, man, they don't really care about that social media stuff, man. You can just tell by their demeanor. You can tell how they walk, how they talk, how they live. They're not sitting there all day twitting away, and they ain't really like that. So they're warriors, man. They're fighters. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like they really want to fight. So you're definitely right, man. One way to settle it. I respect the trash talk, but Gary gonna get mopped by Bud. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. I agree, dude. I agree. Bud is especially if you're gonna move up, man. If you're gonna move up to fight Bud, bro, I don't think the speed that Gary Russell has in his division. What was his weight class? Around 120 something. I don't remember, man, but I don't think it's going to translate to be that same speed in the welterweight division, man. I don't know, dude. I don't think. Yeah, Bud, man. He would hurt him. I think he would really take him out, man. I think he would take him out. Marlon Starling moved up to 147 to fight Michael Nunn at 160. Yeah, and Bob Forster moved from 175 to fight Al Frazier. It used to, yeah, yes, very true. You go back in the day, man. I mean, fighters used to move up all the time. It was really common, really common. We don't see it too common anymore, I guess. You know, as back in the day. You know, I mean, it is. We do see it, but I mean, yeah, why not? You know, Russell got to move up, man. You know, they're talking it. You can't go back now. That's what I'm saying. You can't go back. You know, if you're a fighter, you know, if I were a fighter and talking all this, man, it just makes you look bad. It just makes you look bad if you're not going to do it. You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's the thing. You know, you're a fighter. You're a pro fighter. You're talking it. You're calling a fighter out. You're saying, let's fight. And you don't fight each other, Bud, man, what are you going to do, bro? Because but Russell's saying, let's fight. Make it happen. You know, they both got to do is make their moves. They both have to make their moves. You know what I'm saying? So, catch weight, 140. Go. Bud, go down to 140. I mean, because like I said, a lot of people aren't satisfied with, I'm not too satisfied with Bud, with what he has done in the welterweight division. You know, the opponents he has faced and stuff like that. I mean, I respect Bud, amazing fighter. Y'all know the story. But, you know, I think this would be more interesting than him fighting the Khans and the green bean machines and the, you know, Benavidez. I mean, great wins, though. I mean, I can't say that. I can't say nothing against that. You know what I mean? Bud took them out. Awesome. Great performance and opportunity where we can see his skills in the welterweight division. But, you know, I think, but, you know, fighting Russell. But then again, we got to understand this, guys. We got to understand this, that if Bud were to fight Russell, if Bud were to move down to 140, you know, he would get criticized a lot. You know, if he wins, everybody say, oh, you're fighting a little smaller dude. But I would respect it. I would definitely respect it. And I would see it. And I would applaud both. You know, even if Bud wins, if they do fight, I would say, hey, Bud, awesome performance, bro. You guys are going back and forth. You put it in the ring. You gave it all. Awesome. You know, hats off to both. You know what I'm saying? Chen Smoke said what I got to say. Maybe he didn't like the take it or leave offer, but winning this fight will get him those. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, Gary Russell got to take this opportunity, man, and he has to make moves, man. I think, you know, Gary Russell has to be a little bit more aggressive. And as far as, you know, making fights happen, man, go to you know, to your superiors, in this case, Al Heyman and your manager, whoever, you know, his team, you got to push it, man. I mean, because Gary Russell probably won't be in the sport much longer, man. You got to take advantage now. I don't know why some fighters just don't take advantage now. I agree. You know what I mean? Politics and all that stuff, but you got to take advantage now, man. Chen Smoke, we got here 21 pounds is a big, I know, dude. In boxing, he's looking for trouble. Exactly, dude. I mean, maybe Gary Russell's just desperate to fight, man, because he's not fighting much. Maybe he's just desperate, and this is his way of calling out, you know, I got to fight somebody. I'm going to push out this, and that I sucked, that I punched, you know, Bud Crawford, make some noise, get some attention, and I got to do something. I got to fight someone. I got to make money. You know, it's sad to see, you know, the talent that Gary Russell has, you know what I mean? And that it's not being put to the fullest, you know what I mean? Yeah. So man, we'll see what the heck happens there, man. Let's stay tuned. Just real quick, you guys, I gotta go to work right now. Stay tuned later today, man. Later this evening, I got a nice session planned, live session around 5-6 Central Standard Time. I'm going to post the thumbnail. Remember to put the notifications on so you can get it. You know when I'm going live, all right? Because I'm gonna interview. We're gonna chop up the sport of boxing. I'm gonna chop up the sport of boxing with a Mexican reporter from a news broadcast. It's gonna be good stuff, man. And she speaks English, so. And later in the future, we're probably going to do another session in Spanish. So if you know any Spanish speakers out there, any Latin community, in another session, we're probably going to do it in Spanish also. I already talked to her. A lot of years in the sport, man. She has a lot of years. She's talked to, you know, Pacquiao. She knows these fighters. And she knows a lot of fighters, man. If I'm not mistaken, Eric Morales. I mean, man, she goes back, man. So So it's gonna be cool being able to talk to her, man. And I'll give you the details later in the session. You know what news company or news broadcast she works for here in Mexico. She goes to the big fights, events, Canelo, Mayweather, a lot of fights, man. She goes to Las Vegas to, report the fights, interview fighters and things of that nature. So it's going to be good stuff, man. Good stuff. So you're in for a treat later, and it's all for you guys, man. You're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. So later today, this afternoon, this evening, around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, all right? So go ahead and put that in your agendas also. This is part of the announcements I want to talk about. Also, tomorrow, Lord willing, man upstairs willing, we got that series. We're going to continue that, man, with the OGs, with the brothers, Curtis Anderson, Stormy B-Man, Reggie Owens. Remember that, Boxing Then and Now series. We're going to continue that, man. We've got to keep it going. Hey, you know what? Yeah, so we got that plan too tomorrow, right? Around 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I say around, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, the guests, are doing something. Maybe they pop in a little bit later and things of that nature. So, I say around, right? So, usually we've been doing that, Boxing Then and Now series around 2 o'clock. So we got that planned for tomorrow. Also, Sunday, got another special guest, man. Lord willing, we got another special guest around that time. Also, 4 or 5 p.m. Central Standard Time Sunday. Should work out, man. So we'll see how it goes. Also, next week, man, I'm going to be pushing out more lives because I'm going to be on vacation, man. Heck yeah. Lord willing, I'll be on vacation. We're going to be talking some boxing, family. Thank you so much. Also, hey, I plan to, hopefully it's next week, plan to go on live, just talk about a little UFC, okay? UFC, just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm more of a boxing fan, obviously. I just push mostly boxing, a little BKFC. And, UFC, you're going to see why. You're going to see why, okay? It's a little bit about, it's going to be about Khabib versus Gaethje. I'm sorry if I pronounced that name wrong, but I made a video on that some time ago. Go check it out. It's called UFC, I think it was 249 or something. I don't remember the number, man. Like I said, I'm not the biggest UFC fan. But the last fight, it was a couple main events ago. I forgot, man, a couple cards ago. Gaethje, I called the video Boxing Prevails. UFC, I think it was I forgot the numbers, bro, 249 or something like that. And I put Boxing Prevails. And this is the reason why I want to cover this fight with Khabib and Gaethje. He's from Arizona, too. That's where I'm from, man. Grew up there. Good stuff. And I'm going to talk I already got a guest, lined up to talk about it. He knows a lot about UFC. Just another UFC fan who loves UFC. And, I want to break that fight down, man, because, there's some boxing elements in this UFC matchup. There's some boxing elements that I want to cover. So thank you guys so much, man, for tuning in. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe. Remember, put on the notifications because I'm going to go on live later, man. That's the plan at least, right? So stay up, man. This weekend, I plan to go on live. We're going to be pushing this. Thank you so much, man. Stay safe out there. Stay healthy. Y'all know how it is these days, man. It's crazy out there. So, get your face mask on. Got that right here. I'm about to put it on. I don't have it on because I'm in my car. So it is what it is, man. Thank you guys so much. One love. Renee Boxion. Peace out, family. Thanks so much, man.